I don't care who you are, where you're from, you're a child. And now whether you're the oldest, middle, youngest, or only, you fall into one of these categories, and we're going to talk about it. That's it. You might want to sit down for this. Oi, sit down lah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. It's you might want to sit down for this. And if you're not sitting down for this, what are you doing?
Standing up for a really long time.
Maybe cooking and listening to
they
this.
listen and then they cook.
I would like to know if people are actually listening to this while they do things. Back with me on the podcast today is a very interesting lineup of panelists. It's handpicked and selected. Let me introduce you to my good friend on the left, Desmond.
Hi, it's me again.
He's a recurring star.
Don't I don't know what you're doing. But Desmond, before we begin, can you just also introduce yourself and tell us what child you are? All right?
Okay.
Okay, I'm the oldest one.
Yeah.
It's just my brother and I lah. So one younger brother.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mingyue. I am the middle child of 3. Yeah.
I'm Soph. I'm the youngest child of 3.
And I'm Vivian. I'm an only child.
Lovely. It's a very specific lineup of people today because we're talking about stereotypes about siblings and childhood and whether a lot of it is true. So there are a couple of statements that we're going to be reading out today. And if you guys are listening to this, we want you guys to join in the fun, identify or relate. And if you don't agree, then sound off in the comments.
Legit.
Today, we want to really examine if these statements are true.
Today we want to fight.
Actually, that's
That's the whole intention of this podcast.
So ready.
Join us.
Okay, so back in the day, back in the 20th century, I'm going to read you some facts, right? Alfred Adler, a researcher, developed birth order theory. All right. And this theory claims that the order in which a child is born shapes their development and personality. So just off this one, do you all agree with this statement? Do you think that the order of which a child is born or the circumstance in yours being the only child shapes the development and personality? I 100% agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to expand on that? No need.
That's the end of the podcast.
Thank you for listening. Recently, there have been a lot of TikTok videos and reels trends running on the older sibling, younger sibling POV tropes. The older brother, older sister, like how they are different compared to the younger ones. And so we want to just jump into that to talk a little bit more about whether a lot of it is just made up by media or actually holds true to who we are as people. Because I feel like we were talking about this just before we started rolling, and there are points of some of these that we saw growing up, but then may not apply today anymore. So we'll call bullshit when it's time, right?
Yes.
Let's quickly talk about the first one. All right. So let's build a bit more context for Desmond. Desmond, you're from Penang. I don't know if that helps the conversation.
I don't think it's bound to location.
Yeah, no?
Okay, but you're the oldest child.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
but
Yeah.
So you're a younger brother.
I have a younger brother.
What's the age gap?
4 years apart.
Okay, not too bad.
Not too bad. Still can hang around with the same friends, but I usually don't want.
Oh, okay. Did you
Okay.
go to the same school, like really like in the same circle? No.
We hang out with the same group of church friends.
Okay.
So we attend the same church. But we usually don't want... sorry, not we. He wants to join me with
But
my
you don't
friend
want.
gang.
But you don't want,
I don't want
right?
him to be a part of
Oh
it.
my gosh, I hate
This
is what happens.
Some older sibling shit,
Like,
man.
and then I don't know whether is it a thing that siblings share their baju, their wardrobe.
Yeah.
My mom will just say share, but I say no.
Why you doing?
No one, it's mine.
Oh.
What about like hand-me-downs? If you don't want already, will you pass it on?
Oh, you don't think
Oh my god.
Because I don't want
It'll be
anymore.
crazy if like he doesn't wear anymore. He's still like, no, you
You
can't.
want
No,
to
no,
because
no,
you
that's
don't
so
want to give it to
vengeful.
No lah, I'm not so possessive.
I want different
lah.
because like for me, because I'm younger compared to Mekan, right? I couldn't wear his clothes because I was just too fat. So I don't know if that applies. It looked like I'm wearing a baby tee.
I feel like that's a different conversation.
Okay, Vivian, why don't you read the first few statements for Desmond as the oldest child? We'll investigate, see if it's
damn.
real or not.
Okay, so apparently parents expect the most from the oldest child and are most strict with them. And they are natural born leaders, they're bossy, they're perfectionists.
Should we go one by one or we just
okay,
lump
let's
sum?
stop at 3.
Okay.
So are you...
Do you feel that
Yeah.
that there's expectation
the
on you?
most I don't feel that from my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, but strict, very strict. Like I'm a guy, like, you know, just I got curfew at 12 a.m.
Mm.
And it's my brother's turn.
No curfew.
My father is leaving to work. He comes back at that
That's
time.
crazy.
And you're like,
Yes.
hi,
Wow.
it's fine.
They don't score.
They got okay. So they will tell me very strict, and I have to really obey.
What
and
happens
listen.
if you don't? Like you come back later or like
No lah,
something?
you don't want consequences lah. So I actually I don't know what's the consequences. Maybe I get
you just-
scolded and all lah.
But you always come back.
I listen lah.
Wow, good
And
on
my
you.
brother, they got say like, hey, don't come back so late and all. But this fella still rock up at like 5 something.
they punish you more than him with that. Is
Some
it like
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so when it's my brother's case that time, doing what I cannot do, he is fine. My mom will say, yeah, you know, it's a younger brother. He's gonna stay with me for a while more only until later he's getting married and he'll move out.
Lenient, no?
So as you guys, as like younger siblings, I mean, yeah, do you guys
For
relate
me,
to that?
I had similar same thing like because Ming's older, so of course his curfew is like 12.
Oh.
Mine was like you better come back by 10. Right, so there's got levels, but it wasn't so much. But at that time, the way I saw it was like until I get to a certain age, then I will unlock the tier for later curfew because I'm not the age yet, I don't get it yet, right?
Yeah.
So that was the case, but I pretty much was under that same sort of like I guess discipline. Mingli, my younger sister, 0. Like no one gave a shit. My parents were like, go. They will scold and be like, oh, next time you're grounded. But she will still come back like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, man.
Yeah.
What the
Your
heck, man?
parents do groundings.
Got.
Oh,
Sometimes
like you
got.
cannot leave the house.
Yeah, no, I mean like you cannot go out, lah. So your privileges are revoked.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had that.
I
Why?
got a funny story.
Why?
No, because I'm the only child, right?
Yeah,
so I spent a lot of time alone and I watched all cartoon movies and all that. You know, last time during our time, Disney Channel was at its peak, ma.
At its peak.
So you know, in like TV shows, they have like kids like, oh, your parents are like, you're grounded, you gotta do chores. So I'm like, oh, I want to do those things. Like, why
You wanna be grounded.
am I not? Yeah, why do I don't get that? So one day I just called my mom. My mom was like, what? I was like, you know what's chores? I was like, huh? What's that? She's like, oh, it's just like do work at house. I want to do that. I was like,
It's so cute.
I'm just like so influenced by like the idea of like
Mommy,
grounding.
can you please ground me?
Yeah.
Ask me to do. Why you ask me to do chores on? Then she's like, come here, like.
So I just found that funny because I think I just wanted to be in that environment.
Oh my
Cute
God.
lah, you. Very cute. Okay. What about you?
It's just so sad.
Was it the same for you? Youngest one? Now let's look at the big difference.
So, okay, in terms of discipline, I don't think my parents kept it quite standardized, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't have the same thing as Mingli. Like, I didn't have the whole like, oh, you can come back whenever and not hear anything about it. Like, I think it's also because we're all girls.
Okay.
So
yeah.
to my dad, he will always explain to us like, oh, it's never about me just not wanting you to go out. It's for safety reasons.
Your safety,
so we
yeah,
all kind
yeah.
of respect that in a way. But in terms of discipline, like punishment, I would agree that the oldest gets it the hardest.
Well, then I really got like the worst of both worlds because I didn't get it easy at all. And I'm not even the oldest one.
You're me, the
I
child.
mean, I didn't get it easy, but like if I had to compare it,
Your oldest sister got it worse. lah.
she got beaten up. Oh, no.
Damn.
Contextually for you, so like what's the age gap between the siblings?
Okay, it's pretty big. So my elder sister is 13 years older than me.
Ooh.
And then my second sister is 4 years older than me.
Okay.
So same as like Desmond.
I feel like this first one that we're talking about, like being strict and the discipline punishment part, is a very easy sort of like introductory understanding to how all the children are treated. So maybe on your perspective for only child, like were you disciplined because you didn't really have a comparison point too, right? What was that like? Like
She
'cause-
wanted to be grounded.
Yeah, because like it's crazy because like your mom technically didn't have a reference point of like, oh, you're more naughty or less naughty than X.
Yeah.
You are X, you know.
I am the least and most naughty.
You're everything.
Yeah.
Your both. How was how's the discipline punishment system like for you growing up?
God lah. I mean, I guess I when I misbehave, when I like talk back, I get same thing. Like you get like the hanger, you get like the rotan.
Nice.
you get-
What was the worst punishment you got?
I think I can't really remember. Most of it I
That
wiped out
traumatic.
already. Yeah, but then I just remember being
Just blacked out.
yeah. But the one I remember right now is my mom hitting me with a wooden spoon because it hurt quite a bit. It was just the nearest item to her. And then she
Wooden
just hit
spoon?
me.
Is it like
Yeah.
the big one? Like
for the cooking.
mixing-
Yeah, same. I got that quite
Oh.
often. My mom's favorite weapon was the wooden spatula first.
Painful.
Damn pain. And leave a mark on. Really leave a mark.
What's the worst punishment you've had that you can remember?
Yeah.
Your mother beat you.
My mother beat me. And then just with the wooden spoon, that's what I remember. Because it was just the nearest to her. And my grandma also. I think.
I will take turns with you.
Because I'm the only one.
Yeah.
I'm the only child and I'm the only grandchild.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's not much.
Is your mom also an only child?
No, my mom is she has a sibling, younger brother. Yeah.
Okay.
So
wow, that's cool.
Wow, that's levels.
Yeah.
Levels, man. Okay, interesting. I personally do agree, and I think that we don't talk about the middle one now. We talk from the oldest to youngest. I think we're all quite agreeable to it. There is a difference in how severe the punishments and discipline is carried out. And I think it's because the first one usually is like, the parents are like, I have to do this properly.
Yep.
And then by the third one, or like by the time the subsequent children come out, they're like, whatever lah, they'll be okay lah, they'll be okay. Maybe that's why. Mingyue didn't get beaten at all. My sister got beaten so little. Yeah, I would say next to nothing.
I still
Or
got
is she a
beaten.
good kid? Maybe she's just a good kid.
No, not as shit.
Oh.
So the one who ended up disciplining her the most was actually my mom, not my dad anymore. Because my dad, like, he's strong.
Yeah.
And like, we'll get into it later, but when my dad beat her, it's like drag on the floor, whack,
It's not the alcohol you'll see on screen.
your
damn.
Our fathers can shake hands.
Yeah, really whack.
They
whack
planned this
until
out, you know.
crazy. It's mad.
Drag on the floor, that's a bit crazy.
It's quite crazy. But okay, never mind. Let's go into some of the more, personality development stuff, right? So there is a belief that the oldest children, okay, so we'll just go across, agree or disagree, right? Are natural born leaders and or bossy.
Yes.
Natural born leaders?
Bila.
He's talking about himself.
Do you feel that you
about myself,
do
man.
you feel that you are like a natural leader and quite bossy? It doesn't have to be together lah. Yeah.
I can be I can be bossy or I can lead, you know.
Did you boss your brother around?
Not really, because he usually don't listen also.
Wow, that's interesting.
He won't listen, I mean, he's got his own
did
opinion,
that
you know.
get on your nerves? Do you
Confirm
want to boss him some more?
Now fight him.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Choke slam or whatever.
Okay, I guess it's different.
I think that
when it's all
relates to
boys.
most hot-tempered.
Hot-tempered.
I think
you're
I am
hot-tempered, yeah.
I am
But your
hot-tempered.
brother is also more hot-tempered.
My brother is even faster actually.
But okay, when you were growing up, who was more?
him.
Oh, still him.
Him.
Okay, then Desmond is quite a...
Quite an oldest child.
Yeah.
So I can hold and keep. His one is just all the way up like this. There's just no like this. His one is just like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna admit, I think when we were like when we were super young, I had a temper problem. I would get angry very fast. But then I think the minute I hit high school, I wasn't hot tempered anymore. Ming Han is hot tempered. And I saw that like growing up. Like in primary school, he wasn't so much, but secondary school onwards, it
Puberty hit
shifted.
him, right?
Then Ming Han was the one who was more hot tempered than me.
Yeah.
Ming Han is natural born leader and he can be quite bossy. But I would say also in hindsight, compared to all the siblings, I am the most naggy one.
Oh.
So growing up, I would nag my sister the most.
Oh.
And that's why me and her were like, we always butt heads when we were younger. And then now I nag Ming Han a lot.
Huh.
So among all, I'm the most naggy. I don't know if this is connected to the middle one later. Well, we'll find out. Never mind. Later. For you, do you feel that your older sister was bossy and a natural born leader?
Yes.
Both just agree straight up.
It's like full on
Yeah.
one end of the spectrum because she has such a all three
She's
of us
probably
have
gonna
quite
watch this,
strong. Yeah, it's okay. All three of us have like strong personalities. Her personality can lift things.
The world.
Damn.
But like good and bad, right? Like the good part is she was always the one making decisions and being outspoken. Like you put her anywhere, she will be the one leading something. So like in Malaysia, there's this like Christian scout thing called Royal Rangers. She, I think, was maybe the first best ranger. And this is amongst all other like campuses.
So this is
and
like the
stuff.
6th Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Best
And you
ranger.
have to imagine she's smaller than me. Like when we
What?
stand up, she's at my
Now?
nose. Yeah.
Oh.
But that's how
Wow,
like
short stuff, eh?
that's how
They call it chili padi or
Very-
chili padi, huh?
yeah.
Dang.
She saved like a basketballer's life before.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Huh?
Like,
I think
CPR?
well, okay, not a professional basketballer. Like she was walking and then she saw the guys playing and then suddenly one of the guys, I think, was choking or something. And she knew
Punch
how
him.
to
Oh.
no, not CPR, Heimlich.
Oh.
Yeah. And she helped the guy.
Oh, wow. And then that was how she got Best Ranger?
No,
No,
it
this
was
is
just
after.
her skills and whatever, her
Damn.
knowledge.
I'm curious though, as like, do you guys envy your older sibling?
Yeah, sometimes.
Is there competition? Do you feel like you need
Yes.
to be like better than them or just as good as them? I'm always.
I think it's quite cool that Minga's not here on this episode.
You can.
So I can be super honest, right?
Yeah.
I grew up wanting to be exactly like Minghan. Because Minghan's really smart. Like, Minghan's smart, talented, and he's good looking. And I was like, I've told this story many times.
Hey, sorry.
So I tell this story. I've told this story on the podcast before. But my grandmother, because he's the first grandchild of the entire clan, so a lot of spotlight on him, and well loved lah, right? There was one time because we grew up together, and we always go to my grandmother's house. And my grandmother sat me down one day in an afternoon on a very hot day, and she told me, Mingyue, you need to be like Minghan. I was like, okay, you need to be hardworking and smart. I'm like, okay, I can do that. You need to be handsome like him. Then I was like, I don't know how to do this. So I don't think it's up to me. But it's interesting dynamic because we both grew up, we were very, very close. We shared the same room. We had all the same similar interests. So for me, it was like, yes, I want to be like Minghan. And then we just developed ourselves.
Yeah.
As
I
we
think
got older.
similar also. Because my sister was such a golden child and perceived as like the perfect child. Even though none of us are perfect.
Yeah.
But it's like everything she did was right.
Yeah.
And then like all her achievements are noted and stuff like that.
Like all the certificates and trophies they'll put in
Yeah,
the
like
house,
they
right?
remember all the key things that
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
achieved and she's done. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Was that the same for you? Like, do you,
I'm just dumb, man.
no, okay. So like in the sense of like having a younger sibling, did you feel like your younger brother wanted to be like you, or like
Yeah.
did you feel that? Because like this is us as younger siblings, you know.
I'm not sure if I can speak for him, but maybe that's why he wants to be in the same
your
friend
circle.
circle.
Yeah, makes sense,
Yeah.
makes
Like
sense.
he
You
wants to
close
be
you.
cool
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hang out with the same gang also. So I
But
assume
you
that,
didn't
yeah,
let
I don't want to.
okay, so maybe this is the difference when there are three, because like that's more like my second sister. We had similar friends, but she won't want me around all the time. But my elder sister wanted me around most of the time. Like she would bring me out, she would hold my hand
The gap was quite big.
and stuff. Yeah, but I was like her
Young sister
child,
lah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
My one, I hold his head, you punch me, baby. Wait, show me.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, middle child. This is a lot. Vivian, you want to bring us through?
Okay, so middle child, they are peacekeepers and they're good at negotiating, compromising. They like the title of being oldest or youngest, so they find their own niche in the family. They are
They lack the
rebellious.
title. Oh, yeah.
They're black sheeps.
Wow.
They have no say in anything. They're outsiders. They're just dead in the family.
This is an outcast, man.
Vivian's just attacking you.
Yeah, they are usually extroverts and they're very vocal with their thoughts and they grow up to be very independent and they're very decisive, but they have low self-esteem.
Yeah, 100%.
You need to break it down,
you,
man.
or
I think different parts of my life I resonate with a lot of it.
because I always see that, back to how this thing started, like TikTok, right? On TikTok, there's always this meme that middle child, like they're always
Very
like,
odd,
middle child syndrome. They're always the odd ones, like that nobody remembers them. Like that. So
Yeah.
is that what really being a middle child is? Like no one,
Somewhat actually.
But I think sometimes also, sometimes I
Somewhat
feel
lah,
like
somewhat
it's just a media thing, especially now it's amplified. It's
Okay.
like
like
you
you're very
read,
free spirited. Like you probably can go backpacking around the world, and your family be like, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's middle child things.
Yeah, okay. So everyone knows the term, right? Middle child syndrome, right?
Explain.
Even
Yeah, I
before
know.
like
I know.
this one knows, okay. To me, I never understood what it meant because there was no description of what it is. It's just that it is, right? And then I was just like, oh, okay. So middle child syndrome is just that you are different from your siblings.
Yep.
To that, I agree very strongly. I'm very different from Ming and Mingli. But I feel like I would need to ask you guys because it's a inside looking out. I feel like it would be better for an outside looking in sort of thing.
yeah, I guess speaking for my sister, well, hard to say. We are quite different. So growing up, I think my parents or like people would draw more similarities with my elder sister and myself. And then my second sister is like kind of floating.
She was a black sheep.
She's just left out.
Well,
Free-spirited.
Free-spirited.
she said that she's felt that last time.
Oh.
Oh, she felt like she was black sheep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Wow.
growing up. Yeah.
Wow, this is bringing me back, man. I don't know, man.
And
I don't
maybe
think I have an
also
answer for this
because my elder sister and I gravitated towards each other more. And then my
Okay.
second sister,
Yeah.
self-inflicted, you know.
It's definitely, yeah.
She could have had me
Yeah,
around.
But she didn't want you in the circus, so
So like it's a needy one, right?
It's a she problem, you know.
Middle children have low self-esteem. This is how I agree very strongly with this one. A lot of my manifestings, a lot of the result of who I am today is actually based on insecurities and bad self-esteem. Again, drawing back to, because like Ming is smarter and more talented, I had to find ways to get up to that level. And also like similar to my sister, because she's quite. So okay, just quick story here. Ming and I shared a room growing up, and we always kind of like did stuff together. For Ming Li, she felt like she was a black sheep. She didn't feel like she belonged. Because like she would say this, and it breaks my heart to today. She when she was young, she would tell my mother, "Oh, I'm the only one in the family who don't have a partner." Because like if we look at the rooms last time, we had 3 rooms. She said, "You and Dad have a room together. Ming and you got a room together. I'm alone."
Oh man.
But the case was that she was the girl. We wanted to give her her own room. But she felt like, I have no partner. So that breaks my heart, lah. Okay. But then growing up, I guess she did find a sense of security in the fact that she's a girl. So it's okay. I'm memang different from Mingyue and Ming Han. Good and bad for that is that then the comparison for me, the person I was looking up to the most was Ming Han, because he was my benchmark. And I guess because I wasn't as good as him for a lot of things, I had to find ways to kind of like compensate lah. And so that's where I feel like the low self-esteem pushed me to do certain things or try certain things. So that's why that links to the being rebellious or free-spirited. I don't think I'm rebellious. I could be. I don't think I am. But among the 3 of us, I have the most experience or courage to do things outside. So I'm the only one who's gone abroad. I'm the first one to try things. I'm the only one who like got a tattoo. I'm like, so it's quite middle child syndrome if you look at it.
in a way,
You know, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I don't mind trying out new things. I don't mind
Yeah.
doing new things. Like when the vaccine dropped,
first one to get.
my mother and Ming Han went off. They're like, why? You haven't done research? I'm like, I am the research. Right? Is it like, but to me, right, don't care. I just do only what. So maybe that's my rebellious,
In a way,
free-spirited streak.
yeah.
Is that the same for you?
I
'Cause
would
you're
say
damn daring and you're damn outgoing.
well, okay, maybe I give from my sister's perspective first as a middle child.
Yeah.
I think I would agree with the statement of like being confident but having low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because I would say my second sister is pretty confident. She's the first one to become like a gym instructor back then. She would put herself out there for a lot of things. And a lot of these things like she was good at. But I guess from like certain conversations, you would hear things about her self-esteem that like she would want or she seeks for assurance and stuff like that. Even sometimes like...
Yeah, I used to do that. I can't shop alone.
Huh?
I can't shop alone.
Meaning?
This is actually just unlocking a lot of memories in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing about self-esteem or like needing
Yep.
like assurance, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why I cannot shop alone. Like when I buy clothes, I will always demand that like you come with me,
Like someone to
or like one of
validate,
y'all.
is
I
it?
will like I'll drag one of y'all come out with me.
Like someone to validate your
correct.
choices.
Just be like, I think it looks good,
Yeah.
but then like, hey, is this? And then like, I'm still buying a black shirt, but I always be like, so does this look okay? Right? Or I'm like, this is it. Like I will always ask one to know.
Okay.
Wow.
I
Indecisive. That's the one.
maybe. I don't have like specific recollection, but mine is more of the... For her, it's more of the self-esteem part. Like, I don't know whether she has issues with this, but hey, it's a common thing, right? So like when she's pregnant also, like I think that amplified a bit more. And there were a lot of like insensitive people pointing out stuff like, about how you look or like your weight.
Yeah.
Which is like...
Hello, you're pregnant. Chill out, man.
But even though there is that confidence
Yeah.
in herself, those kind of things like affected
It does affect. Yeah,
a lot.
definitely.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that makes me like very protective and like
Mm.
tell me who they are. But yeah, in that sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of POV stuff.
What was the next like quality or something?
So there's like independent, yes. Extrovert, yeah, okay, depending. Vocal with their thoughts, has no say or sway in anything. I think because I compensate a lot on the low esteem. I'm very good and vocal at the negotiations. That I do have a lot of say in a lot of things. Yeah, so I put myself in that position.
Must be nice.
Find your own niche.
Yeah.
100%. That's why I do so many things, right? I play yo-yo, kendama, archery, wushu. I do all these things.
Like,
hey, that's such a good example. Ming Han, right, in primary school, growing up, didn't give a shit. Like he did piano and scouts. I was the one who did taekwondo, football, wushu. Everything. Mainly used to didn't bother. Mainly and Ming Han drew and they were good at it. I was not good at that. So that was why. And I think I relate to your sister in that sense. Like she, like compared to your older sister, your second sister was like, I need to find out what I'm good at and do it.
Yeah.
That's why she did the
I can imagine
thing.
it must have been harder for her. As the one who came immediately after my older sister.
Yeah, man. Wow, shit. Your oldest sounds like a nightmare to be sibling to your older sister, man.
Yes, rough.
Were you just didn't bother doing stuff compared to you and your brother?
My brother is more outgoing. He plays sports more. I just didn't give a shit.
Completely lah.
I don't like to join all those.
That's the reverse.
Yeah, that's why it's quite anti first child.
You just lock me in the room, I'm fine, man.
Lock you in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, only child.
Yeah.
Did you have phases of wanting to try stuff or do stuff?
Yeah.
She's both also.
Yeah.
Both also, yeah.
What was that like?
I don't know. My whole life is like trying. Like even now, I try new things all the time.
You do.
Yeah.
And that's a trait
Yeah.
that is very unlike the oldest child. I don't think oldest children try new things a lot.
Oh,
really?
Not for my sister, I think.
I like stability, you know.
You like
I don't like changes.
Your oldest sister just tries to do that.
She's
But
very
where she's at now?
adventurous. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Ah.
That's true. Okay, growing up, I would say she's the adventurous one. Now it's like, I don't know if she's seen a lot of Melbourne. Even though she's been there for 10 years.
She's at home.
Ming Han is proud of not being adventurous.
Oh.
But I think Ming Han is starting to have his midlife crisis. So that's why he's becoming more adventurous.
Every day he's
You
going
realize this,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Like Ming Han is like super, I don't go anywhere, I don't meet anybody, I'll stay at home with my kids. But then now he's like, hey, let's go Genting with Caleb.
I think he would go clubbing if he
Ming Han
could.
will go clubbing over
He's just
us.
one. Like,
You go alone, man.
Ming Han is one bad decision
Yeah,
away
what is it from?
from buying
Drugs.
a plane or
Oh,
something. I don't know. What? Crazy. I want to share a bit of a trauma with you all.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, wow, I don't know. This is mad. Okay, so when we were growing up, Ming Han played a lot of guitar. And I really want to play guitar like Ming Han. But for some reason, I just never took to it. It took me a long time to play guitar. So when Ming Han started playing guitar, he went for electric guitar classes.
Wow.
This is big. So like my dad bought him an electric guitar. And then he also got an acoustic guitar,
Whoa.
which was a Martin. And Martins are expensive.
Wow.
Okay. So Ming Han had 3 guitars growing up. He had one acoustic, one electric, and then the Martin. And I was like, wow, so cool. So I had a cheap China guitar. And then when in my 20s, I wanted, and this was like young 20s, I wanted to play guitar more. So in England, I was playing a lot of guitar. I came back from England. I want to say pretty good. And then I said, hey, I want to buy guitar. I want to buy guitar, I want to buy stuff. And then my mom was like, go and buy yourself.
Ew.
And then I was like, so I did, right? And then I had that way on me for quite a bit. And I was like, why? What about me?
Get 3, you know?
Yeah, why Ming get so much? How come I don't get any? Right? And so I decided one day to tell my mom. So I said to her, I said, I feel a bit sad. She's like, why? I said, I feel sad because, like when growing up, you all bought so many guitars for Ming Han. And then now I want, but then you just tell me get my own. Like, why is it like that? My mom kept quiet. She told me, you so big, you can earn money already, what? And I was like, okay. Then I said, then I remember I said to her, I think this is why children are sad. So that was so this was not a growing up thing. In the past decade, this happened, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an adult already at that point. So I'm like, wow. So I remember having a conversation with her and then we laughed about it. But I was like, Mom, I think this is why if I was younger, this would hurt me a lot. Yeah.
Oh man.
So this was an interesting thing. First time telling this on the podcast, man.
Just start crying.
It's a big one.
Well, you know,
Also,
that's
I
very
like this
real.
mic situation right now.
It's also it's just
But
up
I think
there.
that's very real though. I think a lot of things that we grew up with, experience, it really
Yeah.
shapes who we are and how we
Yeah.
navigate.
Especially because a lot of these things
Yeah.
that happen to us, we don't convey or tell
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
I
process
think
it alone.
especially in
course.
Asian culture growing up, like we're not taught or told to voice
Yeah.
what we go through and what we
Mm,
think, how
yeah.
we feel. So we just
Man.
like
I'm
Keep
a
it all-
keeper, man.
internalize
keeper.
everything.
I'm a keeper.
But do you hold grudges or do you
Yes.
feel okay?
Yes.
Do we want to
You wanna
unpack
share
that?
one?
I keep on I just explode only.
Oh shit.
Legit.
But when you explode like that, people don't know what you're exploding for.
A lot of things.
No,
it's
they're
all the
just
things,
a trigger only. I just need them to
Yeah.
get angry at me and then scold me. Then I just monster.
You
An
want to share with
example, like-
since I already shared one trauma with you.
From your childhood.
Can you share a trauma with us? There's
Oh,
something that
wow.
you remember or keep until today.
I mean, growing up, my shit, man.
It's too real now.
It's getting real already. Shouting is a big thing. Shouting is
Like-
a big thing for my family.
Mm.
Like
Um,
you shouting or your family shouting?
So when I was younger, like because I was hot tempered, right, I would shout lah. Like, but
Mm.
then because you're young, you shout is right.
Mm.
As you get older,
Oh, then that's when it's
as you get older, because like I've heard my dad shout and
Mm.
it scared me.
yeah.
Like you hear a grown, a full like an adult man shout.
Yeah.
Wow, it's quite scary. And then I heard Ming shout
It's the same.
because he got puberty first. Older man, right? So
Yeah.
he had puberty first in his teenage years. He shouted at me, shouted at my sister, shouted at my mom. Wow, that one triggered something in me. Then I was like, wow, this is I'm scared of this.
Yeah.
My mom told me that as a guy, you cannot simply shout at people. So I started keeping. So that maybe that was a switch where I didn't get angry so fast. But there would be very big bursts like yours as well.
Mm.
I would be very angry at something, and then when it explode, right? I remember one of the first few times I shouted at Ming Han because he was scolding my sister and my mom. Wow, I was scared at oh my God.
Where did that
Yeah,
come
like
from?
where did that come from? Like, and how come it's intense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember crying about it after that. And my mom, that's what my mom told me. Like, as a guy, especially when you're adult, you cannot simply shout at people because it's very damaging to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sure.
that's mad.
Wow.
So I think that's why for guys, when I hear that you shout or explode, means there has been a long way to get there.
Yep.
Especially those who are not shouty
Yeah.
to start with, right?
Yeah.
I guess for guys in general, right, being expressive takes a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you say shouting, but if you put out crying also,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it takes a lot for you to get
Yeah.
there.
It's last time you cried, bro. It's the oldest child. When's the last time you cried? Can't remember.
I really don't remember.
Wow, so long.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You just bad memory or that long ago?
No, I think it's really that go.
Then you're
that
just
long
keeping
ago.
it in
serious
so much.
ah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm still
Wow.
keeping it. Is it?
I
Yeah.
cried a lot, bro.
You need to practice
Oh.
your ear tear ducts,
Give
man.
my eye more.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
I don't remember.
That's
Yeah.
mad. Okay.
Any other traits for middle child?
No, I think
Any
we're
other
done with the middle child. Middle child part. Youngest child.
Youngest child.
Mm.
That was the youngest child, self-centered.
Mm.
They are always the center of attention, are spoiled by everyone in the family. Wow, this is very interesting. Youngest child, fun-loving, charming, outgoing, issue and conflict avoidant. Means they don't really want to be talking about it. They have it easy because the parents don't care anymore. Not because they don't love, but it's just they're done with the disciplinary days. They're chill out already. They have their achievements overlooked and become the go-to person in the family. Youngest child doesn't have opinions. I don't agree with a lot of this, especially looking at my own sister and then look at you. I think I don't know. So
Poor
we'll start with
Ming
you. Self-centered and center of attention. Okay lah, got lah. Ming Li had her face lah.
What she do? What she do?
Ming Li, center of attention lah. Like everything. Oh, you're putting then my parents.
Oh.
Also give lah. Like
Oh.
this one need on a platter. You know.
Mm.
Self-centered, not maliciously. It's more of I don't have to think about it. It should be there.
It's given to me.
It's given to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that one to me, like, I could see it very big. Have you ever felt like that?
I mean, there are truths in
Yeah.
there. I feel like similarly growing up, there were probably different stages of those
Yeah.
things also. And definitely younger, I mean, my sisters, I think all of them would say like, yeah, okay, my family calls me Fun Fun.
Oh,
This is my Chinese name. They'll be like, oh yeah, Fun Fun is the one that has it the best, has
Yeah,
it the
yeah.
easiest. Whether actual fact or not, I guess compared to my sisters, it would seem that way. Because by then also my parents are
Mellowed out
a
already lah.
little bit more lenient, even though they still punished. And then like things up and coming, like let's say phones were available, and then obviously my sister only got her first phone at 16, 17, and then by the time I was 13 or 14, I think I had already like the Nokia. So in those ways, yeah, I mean, I guess so. I can't like say it didn't happen.
Yeah. Fun, loving, charming, and outgoing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, shit.
Not very outgoing growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mingyue is like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more like
stay
folded into
stay close to
myself
the family.
growing up.
Conflict avoidant. I think
Growing up, yes.
you were.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my family is very vocal, everybody, and they're all like explaining their feelings all over the place.
Yeah.
Emotions flying usually. And then I didn't feel like I had a place to contribute to that. Or like maybe the small times when I do, it doesn't get hurt. Or like it's overlooked. Or,
Shit.
you know, it doesn't really matter what I think because what they think are more important.
Gosh.
So then after
Mingyue
a
is
while,
like that as
you're
well.
just like, don't bother. Just observe. And then you learn from it and then you just keep quiet. Yeah.
Wow.
Wise man.
Yeah. So usually like they're exchanging looks. I don't know. Don't kiss. But yeah, I think I've spoken to friends who have younger siblings, and then sometimes also they will complain about their younger sibling, like they don't say much, they don't do anything, always just stay in the room, keep quiet. And I'm like, yeah, that's annoying, but I feel like there's a thought to that.
Yeah.
And I always try to explain that maybe they just don't feel like they have a place
Yeah.
in those conversations.
Yeah.
And it's just better to keep quiet and bother about yourself than be involved. Yeah.
I super agree with that. I think growing up, like one thing that we were guilty of as well was because we were all louder than Mingyue was to speak over or when she's sharing, because sometimes she's not as eloquent, right, or not as fast speaking. Like we will cut her off, and I think that damaged her esteem as well growing up. And so now in our adulthood now, we really make it a point to not do that anymore. And then when we do, we catch ourselves and be like, hey, shut up, let Mingyue speak, I think that does a lot to somebody actually.
Yeah. I mean, being a little more grown up now, it's better in a way. Like I would assert my opinion my say in something.
F 'em up.
There definitely still is a dynamic. There definitely still is a dynamic of like, if my sisters were to say something, it's probably value higher than what I have to say, or like what I say will pass somewhere. But it's a little better now.
Practice.
Okay. Youngest children have their achievements overlooked, become the go-to person in the family, don't have opinions. I don't think that the last one doesn't make sense. Everyone's got opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely...
I don't think I'm the go-to person though.
I feel like you are now.
My eldest sister is the go-to.
Really?
Usually.
Okay.
I'm the go-to to do stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because like, so for example, in this current stage, it's like, I need help babysitting.
Yeah.
Ask for fun. My dad, I need help with Photoshop, whatever.
He helped me buy
my computer, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay,
but if it's for like anything else, not so much.
Okay.
Yeah. Doing.
Okay.
Is your brother the go-to?
My brother is the go-to when like, they want to share something.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
but that's not... Do you think that's because he's in Penang, or it's not? It's just because he's a bit more attentive.
Okay, so my mom, because mom is a housewife, right? She stay home, then she usually spend time with the both of us. But I'll be in my own room, he'll be in his own room. But my mom sometimes will go to him to share like her feelings or whatever problems.
Wow.
Oh.
But my brother, being a hot-tempered guy,
You don't listen.
he gets frustrated and then he'll just shut off. Then after that, she'll just walk down and then come to my room. Your brother,
Your mother just want to hang out, lah, bro.
she just want a pair of listening
Yeah,
ears.
she
Then
just
she'll
wanna hang out.
come. Yeah, she'll come to me, talk to me, and I just listen.
She should have just gone to you at the first
yeah,
time.
actually, she'll just skip that.
But that's interesting. Why do you think like she would go to your brother first?
I don't know. Because like, I guess it's the feeling probably it's like my younger child more manja with me, then I just want to just like share with him and all.
I think it's because of actually like listening to what you say. Maybe it's because like you like don't care.
Maybe I
Right?
really try not to care one.
Yeah.
Growing up, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm sick of this shit already, you know.
And
I'm just me being real,
I feel
man.
like maybe she goes to your younger brother because even though he gets worked up, right? That means he's listening, you know.
He's listening and he's trying to input.
Yeah.
But like my
That's
mom
why he
keep
gets
telling
worked up.
cannot. He's like, every shit lah, whatever lah. And he's like, out. Then my mom just walk and come to my room. Then for me, I'm just sitting down there and just listen. That's all. There's no
I
input.
feel like I can relate to that. Your younger brother.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
But yeah, I guess in that way it shows he cares
He
in
cares,
a
he
way
cares.
He
Yes.
put himself in there.
to feel emotional
It's-
about it.
Yeah, too emotional already. Yeah.
Oh,
legit,
okay.
legit, yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you the go-to?
Yes.
Ah,
I am the
by
go-
the
by default.
process of
By
elimination.
initial, I am the only one
Okay.
available.
Well, let's get over to you. This is the most interesting it's going to be the most insightful for all three of us because we're not only children.
Yep.
Only child. Learn to grow up fast and are mature for their age. Yes, agree?
Yeah,
Yes or no?
I guess I in some ways not most ways, in some ways.
Okay. Bratty and selfish.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
We've got an honest,
Bella's going off there, man.
Yeah, sometimes.
Overprotective parents.
Yeah,
Is your mom quite
my
overprotective?
mom and grandparents. Yeah, I think because I'm literally the only grandchild. Like our family's very small. There's only like like 5 of us like that, and then my uncle's not married, so like my mom is the only one. Then it's my grandpa. So it's just now it's like my uncle's overseas, so it's only 4 of us.
Oh,
So
okay.
obviously there's no one else to
Don't understand you.
to
Nice.
yeah.
This one is interesting. Only child does not like sharing clothes, food, space, or attention with people. 100%.
We can say for your behalf lah. I mean,
we say
yes.
You hate us,
No, I'm
just-
learning. I'm unlearning. I'm unlearning.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I'm
good, okay?
unlearning.
We'll share
Next
some
year-
stories. We'll share some stories.
But I'm just gonna say next year we're going on a trip, okay?
Yes. We give her 1 year in between.
Yeah. Let her
Correct,
rest,
correct,
recuperate
correct.
from there, you know?
Yeah. You see, this year we didn't push,
Continue.
We didn't push this year.
Yeah, continue.
Intelligent and creative. I think definitely. Yeah.
In some ways.
Stubborn, set in their ways. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Every single child I know is.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Jamson, you,
Brian.
Brian,
This-
everyone. And it's not
Just
so
calling
much. And it's not so much. It's stubborn. I don't think the because stubborn has negative connotations.
Yeah.
Right. It's very. They see a certain way of life,
Yeah.
and I want to
Yeah.
follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong will.
Yeah. That's why
Strong
for me,
will.
That's why
Yeah.
for me, when I see change or like when there's active, like to do something different, for me, mad respect because it's like wow, it's ingrained in you, but you're going against your normal programming. Wow, it's big, very big. Lack social skills.
Yeah.
Okay, to be
What is
fair,
this about?
It's true. It's
It's
true.
true, it's
I'm
true,
honest
it's true.
with it, lah. Yeah.
Actually, all 3 of you also. Wait,
who?
I'm out of this conversation.
Jefferson and Brian also.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought you're talking about 3 of us.
I
That's
thought-
worse. That's worse.
So we were being attacked on this.
Okay, but
couch.
don't call them out.
Hey, but to be fair, I would say I think only children have it the hardest because,
There's
like
no
we
one
were
to
saying just now, right?
practice with.
Yeah, there's no point of reference. Like even as like a second or third child, you can kind of observe
Yeah.
patterns,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
how
yeah.
your sibling would behave, how that affects your parents, how your parents affect them, and then you can choose to
Learn or
adapt
or
to that if you want. But for you, it's like everything's just actually like a first child.
Yeah.
I
in a lot of
am
ways.
first last
You are
leader.
first, yes.
Yeah, everything.
And the last one is more prone to seeking approval and hypersensitive to criticism.
Yeah.
Agree?
Agree.
Let's go
break
over
it down,
some of
let's
these.
break it down.
Go over some of these.
Let's break it down.
What are some of these things that resonate with you very strongly?
All of it. Yeah.
Any standouts for you?
I can't remember most of.
Okay.
That's the last one.
The seeking approval. Do you feel like you seek approval?
Yeah.
how does that manifest itself in your adulthood?
I
Even
mean,
when you're growing up, like how
Oh.
like did you ask your mom a lot for her opinion on stuff?
This
or
one
like,
nice, man. You see, I draw one.
yeah. I
got
think,
ah?
yeah.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
think,
cool.
I think, especially because like I'm in a single parent like household, so it's only my mom, and then like I obviously want her attention only, but then like there are times when she has to go out to work and all that. So a lot of times I'm by myself, so like I kind of like grew up like myself. So like whenever I get to see her, I'll just like one. Like
Okay,
that's why
okay.
even now
Yeah.
I like spending time with her. Like she,
I love that.
like she's like genuinely my best friend. Like even now I tell her everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, everything.
I don't keep anything from her. I
We
tell
need to
her
hang out. We
everything.
need to
We need to hang out.
That's all I'm
Does
saying.
she know that we're so angry at you?
I don't think she
You
knows
tell
that.
her everything, right? You say.
That's what I got tell.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I want to hear
I-
what does Mommy Tammy say, you know?
I was like, okay, as she said, it's not inconvenient.
So
the story.
So when Desmond and I have traveled with Vivian, I've traveled with Vivian a lot actually over the years.
actually, yes.
But I think a very, very telling one, especially now, because we're all in our older years and we all. Well, I think when you're older, you are less afraid to show who you really are.
It's true.
And I feel like last year's trip we were in. So last year we all went to Korea together. So we shared an Airbnb. So myself, Desmond, Irene, and Ryder, and then Vivian also shared the
It was a very small Airbnb, you just have to
super
say.
small. Like
Tight,
honestly,
man.
like the living room space, which is also the kitchen, was
The main area,
was
everything was
smaller in this area,
Yeah.
right?
You tell me, hey, it's a
It's-
tent.
yeah.
Like
It was also our cupboard box.
like our bags are out there.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And because every day we would go out together and kind of like explore places together, Vivian very quickly decided certain days she'll be like, hey, let's go to this area. So we go there, okay, I'll see you later. Then we're like, eh. And then Vivian just disappears for like 4 hours, 5 hours, then come back. And then we go back, eat dinner, then go back and sit down after shower. And then
That's
we're like,
the worst.
Vivian, so how was your day? Okay. And then so we'll be like, you want to tell us how it was? No.
That one really got me, man.
Wow, so angry, man.
Hey, that one is just one night only because the rest of the night she's just in her bedroom,
Yeah.
man.
So every night we will hang out at the dining area.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Vivian, we forced her to hang
Got
out with
lah,
us
I go
couple
come out a
nights.
bit lah.
Like 2
We
nights.
were there for 8 nights.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
The
I
first
think
2
2
nights.
nights only, you know.
Yeah.
Were
After that,
enjoyable.
Vivian just didn't want to hang out with us.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sick of this bunch,
Yeah,
man.
you could get okay.
Explain to us
just
from
to
a single
explain,
child
like
perspective.
I grew up by myself, so I'm very used to. I like being in my own own space or company. So like being with people, with that many people, like in such a small space was overwhelming for me. Yeah, like so like I'm just not used to like sharing about my day and all. Honestly, this is something that I learned coming to like after working here, because you guys always like, how was your weekend and all that.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got asked that, I was like, what you want to know? Like it's just so okay. Last time.
Okay.
Last time.
But you didn't want to share in Korea, Mom?
you see, it takes a while to unlearn things.
Okay,
but I'm
okay.
trying.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I know. Like also, it's like it's really weird because like no one ever asked. So like I don't know how to respond or like be in that environment where there's like, I guess there's like a community. Like it's just weird. I mean, plus my family is small. I'm not close with my extended family, my cousins and all. So this is very like, it's new for me, and I'm like trying to learn like even small things like have you eaten, all these kind of things. Genuinely, these are things I learned after coming to the company, because like in I mean from Ipoh, I came to like college here, and then my friends like friends, you don't really ask these things,
Yeah.
but then like coming like working here, being like in this space, right? Like you guys like, ask how was your weekend? What did you do? Like just wanting to know more about people. Like it's a normal thing
Foreign.
lah.
Yeah.
It's foreign to me, but I'm
Yeah.
like learning how to be in the presence of others.
Yeah.
Hey, but you have like a pretty close-knit group that you're always...
Yes.
What do you all talk about? Like, do you all ask each other things?
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
You better spill
What
the
do my
beans,
friends and I
man.
talk
Or
about?
are you all just standing together in the same proximity?
But then everyone just press the phone. You
No
know?
lah, we talk lah. We talk. I think it's same thing lah. We all just are learning how to talk.
Because they are all like you, is it?
Not really lah. I mean, they they have the other group of friends, but it's just not the norm for like us. Like,
I think for some reason, like this group, like these three, and maybe Killers, we're very fierce about our friendship with Vivian.
Yeah.
Like we really want to be her friend.
Yeah.
So that's why like
We're just
like,
possessive,
we were
basically.
left possessive. And I think you shared this on the podcast before. Or we had a conversation where Vivian said, "Oh, you guys are just my work friends."
Wow, I get so
we got
worked up, man.
so
I tell you.
angry, man. We were so freaking worked up, man.
Until today, I still remember. I tell you.
I'm still angry about
I'm
it.
still hurt, man.
Like even that night after, like when you asked Vivian, like, how you want to tell us about it? Vivian was like, no. It's okay, quiet. Then after you went to your room, Soph was like, but why she don't want to tell us? Hey,
I don't know.
did she have a bad time or like what?
don't know.
I was like, I don't think she had a bad time. She had a good time.
Great time.
Like you were tweeting your stories. Then Soph was like, yeah, confirm she go and tell Bella about it, but don't tell us, you know.
Bella, did she tell you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did.
I mean,
Oh my god!
Well, there's K-pop.
Yeah, I also like K-pop.
No,
Okay,
listen,
can I just say we had this conversation there because where did you go? You went to
She went to see the pop-up thing.
Yeah.
Exhibition.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
we do have a history of liking like K-pop
Yeah.
people and stuff and culture. Okay, they're not people, they're idols. Whatever. But yeah, we are in the know. It's not like we don't know.
So was proper worked up. We had to walk out and buy alcohol
So-
to come and drink.
I'm sorry.
So
Some of the night.
would you like to explain yourself now?
No, I'm learning how
Okay,
to
okay.
really
Okay.
be in the presence of others.
So how was your day
interesting.
that day?
I had a great time.
Okay, question. I think to follow that, because I feel like maybe this is where we can kind of start wrapping up. For everyone who, like in friend groups, there are different dynamics. And I think learning, for me, one of the biggest lessons also is learning to relate to somebody who is a single child. Because the way that you perceive social situations, completely different from how we do it, right? And sometimes, again, as a middle child with lower self-esteem, I look for approval in these sort of things. And so to see someone blatantly reject or distance, right? I'll be like, what did I do? Where did we go wrong? You know?
Understand.
Vivian and I had a mini fight in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You want to say shit?
So like,
talk about it.
like it was just very, I was very snappy to her.
Yeah,
and then she was like, she wasn't having it because, you know, and so I told Soph and Desmond about it and like, I think I'm going to apologize to Vivian. Then they're like, yeah, you
Oh my
should.
gosh. When
So-
which day? Like what happened?
It was on the day I went to see the K-pop star.
Yeah. It was the day after. It was the day after.
what happened?
No.
I think it was the day after.
day
Because I
after.
remember that was the one that woke me up. But so
Yeah.
I see, I think it's very obvious, like we all really sayang Vivian.
Yes.
Like Vivian to me is really like my like younger sister one. Like for me, it's like it got to the point where I think we've joked about it before. Like Vivian's mom knows about it, and then like whenever Vivian wants to go somewhere, the mom will be like, Mingyue is going out, then it's okay.
Yeah.
So there's like a trust lah, right? And I'm very proud of that because like I've seen her grow over the years. So for me, sometimes when she doesn't share stuff with me, right, I'll be like, why you don't say? Like even last Saturday, she went for she saw Jeremy and Graham. And I'm like, why you didn't tell us?
Okay, you get that one right. I didn't think about it. So actually, why I didn't tell?
Why you didn't tell?
Yeah, girl.
No, in the lift.
Yeah, we were like.
Bitch, you.
Can I explain? Can I give context? So like, it was one of those, hey, what are you doing on the weekend conversations? And then we say like what we were doing, right? And these two girls were like, nothing. We are resting. We're staying at home. And then the next thing you see on Instagram, right? They're out at
the
lunch.
cafe.
Like Vivian said she's going out with her friends on Sunday to plan for the Taiwan trip. See, I remember.
Yes.
Then Saturday, nothing.
Nothing. And then I genuinely like asked you were like, was it supposed to be a secret?
I don't think so. It's just
They're really bad at it then.
Okay, but the funny thing, it's not secret. But I don't know why at that time I was like, I didn't want to tell. But the moment I left the lift, I was like, actually, why I didn't tell?
Yeah,
You see, this is the process of unlearning.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
So was affected by the next day.
okay.
I didn't think I was like, actually, I can tell. Nothing wrong.
Okay, you're the only child. Bella, you want to explain
Yeah,
yourself?
Bella, you want to say yourself?
I really forgot.
Whatever.
She says she forgot.
She forgot.
We'll think about that.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, based on this story, you guys can tell that we're very fierce with our friendship. Like it's like the younger sister that you want to hang out with lah, but Vivian pushes us away, right? So in Korea, like, because we're constantly looking out, like I want to make sure that she gets to do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So when Soph plans the day, we try to hit certain areas and then like hang out there for a whole day before moving on to the next. And so when Vivian was like, hey, I want to go to this cafe and all that, we're like, okay, try to at the same time lah. Then I will ask Vivian, hey, what you do? Anything lah. I'm like, you say anything, then we don't go there, then you're not happy. Oh, then I'm afraid, just like
I think I was affected by it because I'm like, oh, that's an assumption. Like, why you think I'm not happy? You know, like I remember it was like we were at Songsu and then I think Desmond asked me, oh, okay, you got to see the things you want. I'm like, yeah, I got to see this. And then you said, of course, why she got to see the things you want. Why she not happy? So that time I was like, where did that
No, I
come
think
from?
the trigger is that we went together with you. You say something like, of course you enjoy, like, we went together with you, but then your response to me is that was like something like didn't expect you never ask you to come along also ma.
Oh, I didn't say that. I don't think I said that.
No, I think it was along
I
that
feel
line.
like it was similar. Like basically, there was snaps.
Yeah, there was snaps.
yeah.
It was a blur, but there was snaps. And
but so those snaps are very similar to the snaps I have with Mingyue.
yeah.
That's why I knew in my head that I was like, okay, I know she's affected by this. Because after that, remember we started walking that long street and then we saw the guy, I knew like it was cold. And so then I was like, okay, I need to apologize. So
And I remember where you apologized. It was at the train station.
It was at the
when
train
you all went
station.
toilet there.
Yes.
So those are like, I guess like, for me, learning because I have siblings and I've done that to them or I've seen it happen. So that's why for me, I can catch those moments. For you, I guess the point I was trying to make here is that when you have a friend who is an only child, right, the way that they perceive things are super different. Maybe this is also a very good podcast for people to think back and also understand that I cannot assume that everyone shares my experience when it comes to socializing. Right?
Yeah. Do you find us overbearing?
No, I mean,
100%.
I
Hey, don't tell lies again. This is not the time for it.
I mean, yeah lah. But I mean, but I also recognize that this is normal. Like it's just the way I am. I perceive things, and I recognize that the way I see things is not the right way to see it. So because this is just how I grew up, and I'm I'm trying to teach myself, like, you know, this is how other people grew up also, ma. It is you. I can't just live by my own rules, ma. That's why when you go on trips and all, you have to really understand your friends' dynamic, your even like family also, right? You're all different. So like it's really just like learning to see things from people's perspective. That's why I also know. I guess we're all friends for so long already. Then it's just like I said friends.
Okay, thank you.
So it's just
okay.
So it's just like understanding each other's like
Quirks
and all, and then like compromising and all that. And
Turns out this was a very insightful and in-depth conversation.
Yeah.
One of our most real and raw.
Really real.
Oh, look at us and Messi and we beat it. Walao, eh.
Shout out.
I think it's hard to discount a lot of these experiences growing up. Again, drawing back to the theory that it does affect you the way that you are growing up because it's your formative years, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see how many of those incidents or moments in life you carry all the way until today. That even like when repeat things happen again, like I get triggered or I see my younger self, and you also, like, you know, as an older child, only child, youngest child, it's so interesting how that shapes us. But I feel like the most important thing here is actually what Vivian said, right? It's also realizing that a lot of people may have different experiences, and it's unlearning what you know as the only way to be, I have to accommodate everyone else. That's life, right?
For sure. I think with family, the unlearning is a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's like crucial to be able to get to a point where you find things to appreciate about them as well. Like our siblings and stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, this is quite different from our usual podcast. Like I thought, you know, starting on the podcast, we were like, oh, let's make it fun. Let's share some fun stories. But then, like these stories, it's really real. Like, it's like, I don't know if you guys will enjoy this kind of stories.
And even if you don't, too bad.
You still said through.
You still said through. Thank you so much for listening to the whole thing. This is episode 199, I believe.
Yes.
Hey.
And so our next episode is our 200th episode.
Crazy.
It's going to be a special one.
We've got a special plan lined up for y'all. Vivian and Bella have been putting in a lot of effort in planning this one. So stay tuned because it's not going to be a usual sit down.
Yes.
So please keep your eyes peeled for updates on 200 episode.
Yep.
If you guys have any experiences that stand out for you growing up as a sibling or even as an only child, we would love to hear it. in the comment section below, or even share and tag us. We love to hear those stories because it's all personal stories to you. Thank you so much for listening to this, and we'll see you guys in the next one. This has been, you might want to sit down for this. Peace out. Oi, sit down lah.